8 ಅಲ್ವ ಇವತ್ತು?
Yes, 8.
ಓಕೆ, ಶುರು ಮಾಡುವಲ್ಲ.
Ja.
ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ನಾರಾಯಣಂ ನಮಸ್ಕೃತ್ಯಂ ನರಂ ಚೈವ ನರೋತ್ತಮಂ ದೇವೀಂ ಸರಸ್ವತಿಂ ವ್ಯಾಸಂ ತಥೋ ಜಯಮುದೀರಯೇತ್. ನಷ್ಟಪ್ರಾಯೇಷು ಅಭದ್ರೇಷು ನಿತ್ಯಂ ಭಾಗವತ ಸೇವಯ ಭಗವತೆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಶ್ಲೋಕೆ ಭಕ್ತಿರ್ಭವತಿ ನೈಷ್ಟಕಿ. ಮೂಕಂ ಕರೋತಿ ವಾಚಾಲಂ ಪಂಗುಂ ಲಂಘಯತೆ ಗಿರಿಂ ಯತ್ಕೃಪಾತಮಹಂ ವಂದೇ ಶ್ರೀಗುರುಂ ದೀನತಾರಿಣಂ. ಓಂ ಅಜ್ಞಾನತಿಮಿರಂಧಸ್ಯ ಜ್ಞಾನಾಂಜನಶಲಾಕಯ ಚಕ್ಷುರುನ್ಮಿಲಿತಂ ಯೇನ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀಗುರುವೇ ನಮಃ. ನಮಃ ಓಂ ವಿಷ್ಣುಪಾದಾಯ ಕೃಷ್ಣಪೃಷ್ಠಾಯ ಭೂತಲೆ ಶ್ರೀಮತೆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ವೇದಾಂತ ಸ್ವಾಮಿತಿ ನಾಮಿನಿ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ದೇವಿ ಗೌರವಾಣಿ ಪ್ರಚಾರಿಣಿ ನಿರ್ವಿಶೇಷ ಶೂನ್ಯವಾದಿ ಪಾಶ್ಚಾತ್ಯ ಶತಾರಿಣಿ. ಜಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ಅದ್ವೈತ ಗದಾಧರ ಶ್ರೀವಾಸದಿ ಗೌರಭಕ್ತವೃಂದ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ, ಹರೇ ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavata Pranam.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ
8th, text 8.
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 8. Gantum Kritamate Brahman Dvarakam Ratama Astitaha Upalebe Abhidavantim Uttarambaya Vihvalam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. As soon as he seated himself on the chariot to start for Dwaraka, he saw Uttara hurrying towards him in fear. Purport. All the members of the family of the Pandavas were completely dependent on the protection of the Lord, and therefore the Lord protected all of them in all circumstances. The Lord protects everyone, but one who depends completely upon him is especially looked after by the Lord. The father is more attentive to the little son who is exclusively dependent on the father. So this the text means, so Lord Sri Krishna sat on the chariot to start for Dwaraka. From the chariot, he saw Uttara, who is Abhimanyu's wife and Parikshit Maharaj's mother. She was looking at Krishna with fear in her eyes because she was under Krishna's protection till now. So the Lord protects everyone, but pays more attention to devotees who are totally dependent on him. So from text 9, Uttara's prayers to the Lord Krishna are recited. That's what Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So here another important point is that so Prabhupada says Lord protects everyone, but one who depends completely on him is especially looked after.
Especially
This is the
looked
important
after.
point. So for devotees, I mean, Lord is equal to, he says, I'm equal to everyone. I don't envy anyone. I don't have any enmity with anyone. But one who's fully surrendered to him, that is so dear to him that he will take care everything for them. So, there are so many examples we can give. Prahlad or, great Vaishnavas. Even now also, Srila Prabhupada's case, how Krishna is protected. Krishna has done everything, If you read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, Prabhupada has gone through so much difficulties, but the Krishna took care of everything. And then end, he has, in the material perspective, he had a ISKCON of multi-billion dollars. So that's how Krishna reciprocates. But at the same time, the point for us is that as a practicing devotee, as much we surrender to Krishna, Krishna reciprocates. That's the important point. So it's Ehata prapadante tamsata toya bhajami. Krishna says, how much you surrender to me, I will reciprocate accordingly. So as a practicing devotee, I should increase my surrender. Should increase my dependence on Krishna more so that than anything else. Then he will reciprocate accordingly. Prabhupada says that the father is more attentive to the little son who is exclusively dependent on father. It could be little son or a more obedient son also. Like suppose father has got 3-4 sons. The son who is more obedient, son who is more listening to father will be more inclined to him, more favorable to him. This is natural. That's what the Krishna also does. Krishna is not partial. At the same time, he is so special to devotees. So we'll move on to the next book.
Mariappan Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, read.
Bahi Bahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatbade Nanyam Divat Abhayam Basse Yatra Mrutyo Parasparam.
Uttaruvacha pahi pahi mahayogin deva deva jagatpate nanyam tvat apayam pasye yatra mrutyo parasparam.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada J. The purport and translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Uttara said, O Lord of Lords, Lord of the universe, you are the greatest of mystics. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death in this world of duality. Purport. This material world is world of duality in contrast with the oneness of the absolute realm. The world of duality is composed of matter and spirit, whereas the absolute world is complete spirit without any tinge of material qualities. In the dual world, everyone is falsely trying to become the master of the world, whereas in the absolute world, the Lord is the absolute Lord and the others are his absolute servitors. In the world of duality, everyone is envious of all others and death is inevitable due to dual existence of matter and spirit. The Lord is only shelter of fearlessness for the surrendered soul. The Lord is the only shelter of the fearless for the surrendered soul. One cannot save himself from the cruel hands of death in the material world without having surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Can you share some points, Prabhu?
In this purport, the vast variations or differences between the material world and spiritual world are highlighted, Prabhuji. Material world is dual in nature. Every activity or objects having the other side, negative dark side. Everyone is falsely trying to master of this world without realizing illusion or maya. Material world, everyone is envious or jealous on each other without realizing the death. The ultimate remedy from all miseries and disaster in material world is surrender to Lord's lotus feet unconditionally. That is my little understanding, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. So we know the background of that. The previous chapter, what happened? Ashwatthama killed Upapandavas, and Arjuna arrested him, bought him. Then Draupadi and Yudhishthira told him not to kill. Bhima wanted to kill him. Finally, Arjuna cut off his hair and left him. He insulted him sufficiently and chased him out. Now see, the chapter title is Kunti's prayer. But here what happens that Lord is planning to go back to Dwaraka. There comes Uttara. In this verse, if you see that Uttara just praying, Pahi Pahi Jagatpade. You, O Lord of Lord, you are the greatest of mystic. Please protect me, for there is no one else who can save me from the clutches of death. Now, those who have not read the next lokas will wonder what happened to Uttara. Why she is coming and praying this? What is the reason for this? Of course, when we read the next loka, we'll know why she is crying. She is just not praying; she literally crying, and she is praying in such a condition that because Ashwatthama released another Brahmastra. So that is a background. Of course, we'll read next to that. Now, in this purport, Srila Prabhupada says, who can protect us from the clutches of death? And death is one of the most fearful activity. Of course, for devotees, death is also not fearful. Generally, for any living entity, death is the most fearful, and no one wants that. Even the smallest ant or the worm in the stool also doesn't want to die. Nobody wants to leave the body. So body is so dear to us. And death is as certain, they said, no? There is no way we can escape. But Srila Prabhupada says, can stop the cycle of birth and death. So we can stop the birth and death cycle. Prabhupada is concluding saying that by devotional service, by worshipping the Supreme Lord and practicing devotional service, we can stop the repeated birth and death. And at the same time, devotees has no fear of death, because when we perform devotional service, it's guaranteed that we will go back to Krishna, which is our back home, back to Godhead. Vishnu Chakratakura says that other than you, I see no one can give fearlessness. Death is mutual, parasparam, in this sense that one person causes another's death, someone else causes his death. So this is the point Vishnu Chakratakura is saying that. So who else can give fearlessness? Of course, again, Prabhupada many times places, devotee has no fear of death. The devotees actually fear of Maya, not death. So, because death is something leaving this body and going back to Krishna. But we should be more fearful of Maya than the death. And that fear, that the real fear for devotees is that I should not forget Krishna. That is a real fear. So nothing else. Even at the time of death, if I miss remembering Krishna, I may have to take birth again. So that's a real fear. That's why Srila Prabhupada's name is Abhaya Charana. Abhaya Charana Ravinda. So his lotus feet is complete Abhaya, fearlessness. It can give us a complete fearlessness. The one who surrendered to Srila Prabhupada, he will give 100% fearlessness, so that we don't have to take birth again. That is the ultimate goal of any human being. So Prabhupada also talks about the world is of duality. The world is Kali Yuga is of envy. We envy each one. And the main cause for us to come back to the material world is because of envy of Krishna. Now we envy each other, and this cycle is going on. The cycle has to be stopped. So we have to take up devotion service seriously. Okay, we'll read the next book. 10th one.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Abhitravadi Mam Isa Saras Taptayaso Vipo
Abhidravapti Mamisha Sharastapta Yasho Vibo Kamam Dahatu Mamnatha Mame Garbo Nipatyatam.
Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki Jai.
Right.
O my Lord, you are all powerful. A fiery iron arrow is coming towards me fast. My Lord, let it burn me personally, if you so desire. But please do not let it burn and abort my embryo. Please do me this favor, my Lord. Purport. This incident took place after the death of Abhimanyu, the husband of Uttara. Abhimanyu's widow Uttara should have followed the path of her husband, but because she was pregnant and Maharaja Parikshit, a great devotee of Lord, was lying in embryo, she was responsible for his protection. The mother of a child has a great responsibility in giving all protection to the child, and therefore Uttara was not ashamed to express this frankly before Lord Krishna. Uttara was the daughter of a great king, the wife of great hero, and student of a great devotee, and later she was the mother of a good king also. She was fortunate in every respect. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Here,
Krishna. Yeah.
this incident happened after the death of Abhimanyu. Widow wife of a great warrior Abhimanyu came running, pleading, Lord Krishna, Bahi Bahi, save my fetus. Maharaja Parishit, who is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, as a dedicated mother, Uttara survived without following Abhimanyu on his death. Uttara's, because in the olden days, whenever husband dies, the wife also follows the death by way of sati. Uttara's request is remarkable because she is pleading, Lord, let the weapon burn personally if that is my destiny. But save my child in womb. Uttara is fortunate in every respect. That is my little understanding, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Amaji. Yeah. So now question may arise, why Uttara is not going to Pandavas? Arjuna was there, great warrior, and other Pandavas like Yudhishthira, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadeva, they were there. But she did not go anywhere. She came running to, Krishna only. So this is the point we need to understand as a practicing devotees. When there is a difficulty or when there is happiness, both places we have to surrender to Krishna. That is the only way we can take a shelter. So, because if you go anywhere else also, finally we have to come to the same place. Like, for example, Arjuna, many places Arjuna was victorious, but because Krishna's presence only he was victorious. When Krishna's presence is not there, Arjuna is also not victorious. So the same point in Sanjaya says, Yatra Krishna, Yatra Dhanurdhara Arjuna. He says, wherever Krishna is there, wherever Arjuna is there, victory is guaranteed. But where Krishna is not there, for Arjuna also victory is not guaranteed. There is a nice pastime after this when Arjuna was bringing the kind of gopis from Dwaraka back to Hastinapur. The ordinary hunter came in front of Arjuna and defeated Arjuna. So he comes back to Yudhishthira Maharaj and is pleading, crying, my dear brother, I lost everything. I have my Gandiva, but it's useless. Today, ordinary hunter defeated me because Krishna is not with me. Then he says, I made so many mistakes. I played with the Krishna. I joked with the Krishna. Even though I knew his Supreme Personal Godhead, but I many times committed offenses. Today, Krishna is not there. I become useless. So Arjuna confirms that. Now, this point, as Uttara knew very well. So there's no point in going to anyone else. Go straight to Krishna. So now Ashwatthama's Brahmastra is coming. She realized. So she knew that it's only Krishna who can protect. That's why she comes. Prabhupada says Uttara is a great devotee herself. She is the daughter of a great devotee. She is a wife of great devotee. She's a student of great devotee. So all this there, Abhimanyu's great warrior. Then Arjuna himself was kind of give a. I think Arjuna only gave a teaching to her. No, anyone want correct that? As when he was Brahanala, he taught the dance, right? Anyone confirming that? So anyway, so others can comment on that here. So and
Yes, Prabhuji. He
so,
only taught us.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
correct, no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So that way, Uttara was a great person, the great devotee, everything is. So she realized, so as a practicing devotee, we should also understand that wherever there is a danger, they surrender to Krishna. So there is a proverb in saying that अगर मांगना है तो अपना बाप से मांगो, किसी और से मांगने का क्या जरूरत है. I mean, Hindi proverb is saying that if at all want to beg, go and beg to our own father. Why you have to beg from anyone else? So we have a Supreme Personality Godhead, Eternal Father, Supreme Father. So let's surrender to Him. Let's request Him. Let's pray to Him. Let's beg Him, because He knows what is their, what is our requirement. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, you are praying for your life even though you are now without your husband Abhimanyu. Are you not ashamed? I am not praying for my life. I am praying my son's life. So this Chakravarti Thakur is kind of a debate he is writing. So one may say that when your husband died, you were supposed to sati. You did not do that. You lived, of course. The reason is that as per Shastra, if a lady is pregnant, even that time, she will not do the sati, because protecting the child in the embryo was her duty. Now, so this kind of meditation going on in her mind, are you not ashamed? So she says, no, I'm not asking for me. I can ready to die, but I have a responsibility towards my embryo, my child. So for that I'm praying. So that's the mood in which she's praying. Okay, next one more sloka we can read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Amataji.
सूत उवाच उपधार्य वचस्तस्य भगवान् भक्तवत्सलः अपाण्डवम् इदं कर्तुं द्रौणेरस्त्रम् अभुद्यत. Translation and purport by Sri A.C. Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: Suta Goswami said, having patiently heard her words, Lord Sri Krishna, who is always very affectionate to his devotees, could at once understand that Ashwatthama, the son of Dronacharya, had thrown the Brahmastra to finish the last life in the Pandava family. Purport: the Lord is impartial in every respect, but still he is inclined towards his devotees because there is great necessity of this for everyone's well-being. The Pandava family was a family of devotees, and therefore the Lord wanted them to rule the world. That was the reason he vanquished the rule of the company of Duryodhana and established the rule of Maharaja Yudhishthira. Therefore, he also wanted to protect Maharaj Parikshit, who was lying in embryo. He did not like the idea that the world should be without the Pandavas, the ideal family of devotees. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Ashwatthama wanted to make the world idam without the Pandavas, a Pandava. Hare Krishna.
Share some points, Mataji.
That's what Prabhuji Lord also will support his devotees, so he wants his devotees to grow so that in order to keep peace in this world. And Ashwatthama wanted the world without Pandavas, but God did not let that happen because he loved his devotees and want welfare for the world as well.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
See, an important point in our life is a prayer. The prayer is key point, especially for practicing devotees. That's why sincere prayer. Sometimes people may argue or ask, hey, why you are praying to the Lord? Lord is there as Paramatma. He knows what is your requirement. Why should you go and ask? You should give whatever you want. Why you should pray for Lord? Why should beg? No, the mood of a devotee is to that sincere prayer. That's what the changes happens. Because Lord knows everybody's requirement. Here also, if you see the background, Lord knows Ashwatthama has released Brahmastra. See the mood of Ashwatthama. Draupadi, out of compassion, left him. Otherwise, Arjuna would have killed him. And Yudhishthira has protected him. So, because of that, he got his life. Now, see, again he released Brahmastra. He wanted to kill even the embryo in the womb of Uttara, who was only the future for Pandavas. This is the kind of crooked, that to ultimate crookedness of Kshatriya. Kshatriya never would do this kind of work. But Ashwatthama is such a wretched, we cannot use a word, such a person in this perspective. He did that. So he wanted to even kill the child in the embryo of Uttara, so that the Pandavas' whole Vamsha gets ruined. That's why Vishnu Chakradevara says he wanted to be Upper Pandavas. So that's why Pandavas finished. There's no more generation. So, but Krishna knows his plan. Krishna wanted to Pandavas to rule. That's why he comes. Of course, next to Loka, we can understand that how he comes and protects child in the womb, and he ensures that the Parishit. That's why his name is Parishit. Parishit means one who's examining. When Krishna protected in the embryo, the child was as seen somebody has come and protected me. So after birth, this child was looking, who is that personality came and protected me? That Parikshit examining, whoever sees, you want seeing, is this person has protected me? Whomever sees, is the person has protected me? That's the kind of, the intention this child had. That's why he's named Parishit. Of course, later we know how Parishit Maharaj ruled the country, all those things we know. And how is the cause for Bhagavatam for us. Today we are able to release Bhagavatam because of Parishit Maharaj. All those things are there. But here Prabhupada brings out the point that Duryodhana has established rule of Maharaj. So yeah, so Krishna wanted to stop the Duryodhana's rule and establish Yudhishthira's rule. Therefore, he also wanted to protect Maharaj Parikshit, was lying in the embryo. He did not like the idea of what world should be without Pandavas. So Pandavas are devotees. That's why he says Paritrana sadhuna vinashasya dushrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So he wants devotees to rule. Even as today is practicing devotees, Krishna wants our devotees to regularly, continue our practice, and he helps. He does all kind of a support for us. Whatever we want for a devotional service, we need a simple desire. So our desire is there, Krishna will fulfill all things. Our desire is to serve the Supreme Lord. That should be our desire. Then everything will be taken care. We don't have to do anything. Now, for example, Janmashtami is coming. All that our desire is to be that how I should celebrate Janmashtami nicely and what all things I should plan. That's all. When I plan for it, Krishna makes all the plan. Krishna brings the devotees, Krishna brings the money, everything will happen. But I should sincerely, kind of endeavor for it. I should sincerely plan for it. That's how Krishna supports. I'll stop here now, so devotees can share whatever points are there today. Yeah. 1 or 2 points. Sumit Prabhu, want to add anything? Sumit Prabhu, are you there? So maybe alphabetic order, ulta. Varsha Mataji, you can share today.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for the class. So today's takeaway for me was like in extreme happiness or sadness, surrender to Krishna is the only option. Like how Uttara, when her embryo was in trouble, even though there was great warriors like Arjuna and everybody, she surrendered to Krishna. So that is what I should learn today, Prabhuji. Wherever God is there, victory is there.
Sure.
Thank you.
Uma Shankar Prabhu. Anything? No? Okay. Shridevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Uttara, with fear, she did not go to the Pandavas. She went to the Lord only. She asked the Lord only for protection. Because sometimes we have to seek the Lord's help only. At times, like I mean, somebody is killing somebody. That there's such fearfulness. We have to seek the Lord only. So for protection, Uttara asked Lord only for protection. Then one more thing is actually in the olden days that Sati Sahagamanam they used to do. When husband dies, a wife also used to die along with the husband. But she did not do that because there is a baby in the embryo is there in the womb. To protect that embryo, the embryo in the womb is nobody but Parikshit Maharaj. So to protect Parikshit Maharaj, she did not do that Sati Sahagamanam. Then one more thing, Pandavas' children all died. So Lord also wants to protect somebody after Pandavas. Some generation should be there. So he protected Parikshit.
Next Mataji. Shruti Mataji, any other points? No. Okay. Ramesh Prabhu.
No, Prabhuji. Please continue.
Matero. Yeah. Kushi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Nothing Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji.
We must submit everything to God, whether it is difficult time or our happiness, everything we should surrender to the Lord because He is the only Savior. And if our prayers are very sincere, sure God will save us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Puja Mataji. No. Okay. Mallika Suresh Mataji. Wow.
Sorry, sir. I'll explain the next few classes. I'll continue my class.
No problem. No problem. Okay. Mariappan Prabhu. Anything else want to share?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Lord completely takes care and protects devotees who surrenders and solely depends like the children who exclusively depending on parents. As still as Krishna is with me, I shall perform everything successful. Mood of culprits are sensitized by Lord and suitable timely remedial action is initiated. All my intentions and desires in devotional services are completely taken care of by Lord Prabhuji. That much I have understood.
Thank you. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Murali Prabhu, do say anything. Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. No
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, nothing. Thank you,
Ashok
Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Lord protects everyone, but one who fully surrender to Him, He completely takes care of them. And my takeaway from here is that I must completely surrender to him. As much as I surrender to him, he reciprocates. I should depend upon him rather than depending upon anyone else or anything else. And every living entity has the fear of death. Everyone is fearful of that. Devotees are not fearful of death, but they are feared of Maya. That's true, Prabhuji. For us also, it happens now and then. I ask myself, am I going away from what has to be done? What has to, real fear is not to forget Krishna, and even during death, we should be able to remember the Supreme. When there is difficult time or it may be happiness, I need to approach the Lord and no one else. If at all I want something, if I want to beg, I should beg the Supreme and not anyone else. And I also understood how prayer is important and the value of prayer to the Supreme. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, I think everybody covered. Sumit Prabhu, are you there or?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Lord is our only shelter, Prabhu. So, in any circumstances, whether it's happiness, whether it's distress, so always we should be in a surrendered mood. And prayers are like one of the very powerful things that we can actually do. So Lord actually knows everything, as you said. Like Lord already know that that the Brahmastra is coming, and Ashwatthama has released the Brahmastra. But that shows like how much we are depending on the Lord. So when we pray to the Lord, that shows that we are depending on the Lord and how much faith we put in the Lord. So so that's why prayers are very important things. So yeah, these two things we should always keep in mind.
Generally, when we say surrender, what is surrender means is one or Prabhu was saying, surrender means surrender. First,
So
yeah, go ahead, Prabhu, go ahead, please.
Something surrender is not some like one-time job. It has to be continuous thing. So surrender means we can say like always living our life in the way that as per the will of the Lord, working as per His will, and whatever thing we do, that should be that is favorable to the devotional services. So in that way, we can say like we are surrendered. So we put Krishna in the center and work according to that. So it's a continuous effort. Like I cannot say like I have surrendered on some date, and so after that I don't have to do anything. So it's a continuous process. Each and every second, that mood should be there. So that is my understanding, Prabhu.
Yeah, sure. Maybe all of us can think about it, meditate on it. What is surrender, or how much I am surrendered? We are keep talking. Krishna, 1866 is loudly says, Sarva Dharma Parityaja Mameka Sharanam Vraja. He says, give up everything, surrender. But what I am doing it? Am I really surrendered to Krishna? Or am I surrendered to my intelligence, my bank balances, my support, my wife, my children? This is my surrender. Or doctor, or astrology. This is my surrender. What is my real surrender? And as Sumit Prabhu said, each activity, each day, whatever I'm doing it, how much I depend on Krishna. I do have full faith. Yes, Krishna will protect me. Krishna will ensure that is done. That do have that faith. That is the surrender. When I have this surrender, then yes, Krishna will reciprocate. Till then, Krishna will not reciprocate. Krishna is waiting. How much the jiva is want to come back. So it's all up to us. So maybe this point, all of us can meditate, in our life, how much I am surrendered, or what can I do to increase my surrender? Because as a practicing devotees, all of us have a desire that we need to progress in bhakti. So each one can meditate what I can do to progress my bhakti. How much more I can depend on Krishna. What can I do? Maybe you can all meditate, and if required, possible, tomorrow we can share that. Hare Krishna. Take it as homework. Tomorrow let's share that. Hare Krishna. Dandavad pranam. Vancha kalpatarvesya kripa
Krishna
sindhubhyascha
Prabhuji, Dandavad
patitanam
pranam.
pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Ananta koti vaishnava vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Krishna Haridas.
Srila Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad pranam.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.